Iran warns of retaliation as U.S. tensions threaten fragile peace talks. Tensions between the United States and Iran have escalated after reports of U.S. fire on Iranian-linked tankers in the Gulf of Oman. The incident occurred in a strategic waterway, crucial for global oil supplies, where two tankers were reportedly hit by U.S. missiles. Tehran has warned of retaliation against American targets in the region, threatening to disrupt fragile peace talks. The U.S. and Iran have been engaged in diplomatic efforts over a proposed deal involving sanctions, nuclear limits, and maritime security. Iranian officials claimed the U.S. attack was a deliberate attempt to sabotage the negotiations. The incident has drawn in other regional players, with the United Nations calling for restraint and urging all parties to avoid further escalation. The escalation matters as it risks derailing the already fragile peace talks, potentially plunging the region into conflict. The consequences of such a conflict would be far-reaching, affecting global oil prices, regional stability, and the security of American personnel and interests in the Middle East. As tensions continue to rise, the international community is watching with bated breath, hoping that diplomatic efforts can still prevail and prevent a catastrophic war. Iran's warning of retaliation has raised the stakes, making a peaceful resolution to the crisis increasingly difficult to achieve. British military says ship caught fire after being hit off coast of Qatar. The shaky ceasefire in the Iran war faces new challenges as drone attacks occur in the Gulf region. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The shaky ceasefire in the Iran war was tested again on Sunday when a drone set a small fire on a ship off the coast of Qatar, while the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait reported separate drones entering their airspaces. The UAE blamed Iran for the latest attack, the latest threat to a month-old ceasefire, which the Trump administration says remains in effect. There were no casualties reported, and no one immediately claimed responsibility. Iran and its armed allied groups possess a large fleet of drones and have used them to carry out hundreds of strikes since the war began. The events marked the latest threats to a month-old ceasefire, which the Trump administration says remains in effect. The pause in fighting has faced difficulties, with Iran restricting traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic waterway key to the global flow of oil, and the U.S. imposing a blockade of Iranian ports. Washington has been awaiting Iran's response to a new proposal for a deal to end the war, reopen the strait to shipping and roll back Iran's nuclear program. Trump aid cuts help push Gaza's struggling mothers to the brink. Our suffering is immense. Main event detailed, 4 to 5 sentences in English. When Ranin went into labor in Gaza, she desperately called for an ambulance, but the dispatcher told her the service only responded to injured people. Main event detailed, 4 to 5 sentences in English. When Ranin went into labor in Gaza, she desperately called for an ambulance, but the dispatcher told her the service only responded to injured people.